So we are back, and let's talk about what we're doing here.
Yes.
Do you want to explain?
Okay, so if you have been living under a rock, there is this AI app called ChatGPT. And what it does is it generates responses based off of queries that you input. And it is a very powerful tool. We are using version 3.5 because I don't want to pay $20 a month for version 4. But I thought, because it's WrestleMania season, we should do something a little fun because there's no pay-per-view, obviously.
Right.
So anyways, what I did is I put a couple of theoretical pay-per-views together, or like theoretical rosters together. They're not theoretical rosters. They're based off the actual rosters.
It's not everybody.
Right, and it's not everybody, but it's based off of 5 different brands. So what we're going to do is we are going to ask ChatGPT to generate, you might want to start with the bottom.
Okay, is there a reason?
No, just because that one's the WWE roster. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask ChatGPT to create a wrestling show. And what we are going to ask it more specifically, because ChatGPT does have rosters based off of 2021. So what I did is I went in and told the algorithm what wrestlers there are, what champions they hold, and I also told it how many of the matches within the show have to be title matches. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to react to it. Yep. So let's start off with the first one.
So for the people with the benefit of not seeing the visual, we're going to read off what we're doing here.
Yeah. So this first one here is we're making a wrestling show with 10 matches. 6 matches should be championship matches. The roster is based off of the current championships and the current rosters, excluding a couple of people, for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we're going to ask ChatGPT to generate a New Japan show with 10 matches, 6 of those matches being title matches.
You already said that.
So let's do it. Let's get this started.
Well, let's read off the roster because people are not going to see this visually yet.
Well, okay. So like I said, the roster is very New Japan Pro Wrestling heavy.
No, literally read off the people.
Okay. With some exceptions and with some additional individuals who are assigned to other companies.
Yes.
So,
can you read it from there?
Yes, I can. Let's see. Aaron Henare, Cash Wheeler, David Finley, Dax Harwood, El Phantasmo, Evil, Great Khan, Hikuleo, Hiroki Goto, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Jeff Cobb, John Moxley, Juice Robinson, Katsuyori Shibata, Kazuchika Okada, Kenta, Kenny Omega, Mikey Nichols, Minoru Suzuki, Ren Narita, Sonata, Shingo Takagi, Shota Umino, Taichi, Tamatonga, Tonga Loa, Tetsuya Naito, Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, Will Ospreay, Yoshihashi, Yujiro Takahashi, and Zack Sabre Jr. The champions are the current champions, so we have Kazuchika Okada, Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, Shingo Takagi, Tamatonga, Kenny Omega, and Zack Sabre Jr. as the current champions for the heavyweights. And 7 of these matches I have designated as heavyweight matches. 3 matches are going to be lightweight matches with the following roster: Alex Coughlin, Alex Zane, Bushi, Clark Connors, Dick Togo, Doki, El Desperado, Francesco Akira, Gabriel Kidd, Gideon Gray, Hiromu Takahashi, Leo Rush, Mascara Dorada, Master Wato, Robbie Eagles, Rocky Romero, Ryusuke Taguchi, Sho, Taiji Ishimori, Taka Michinoku, Tiger Mask, TJP, Wheeler Yuta, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. The lightweight champions are Hiromu Tanahashi, and TJP and Francesco Akira.
So before we start that, I will make that correction now so it doesn't get confused.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So let's generate this.
All right. Let's do this. So we'll probably split this up into a couple of parts just so you can rest.
Right. Okay.
If you
no.
want.
Okay. Let's get this started.
All right. So it is going.
Yep.
So on the screen, if you're seeing this through YouTube or any of the visuals, is right now typing out the response of what we just laid out for you.
So let's see what we got here.
All right, so the heavyweight division, Ren Narita taking on Mikey Nichols.
Huh, okay.
Jeff Cobb versus Grado Khan. That's kind of interesting. In the lightweight, we have Alex Kane and Master Watto. Mm-hmm. We have David Finlay versus Dax Harwood.
Okay.
We have Katsuyori Shibata taking on Minoru Suzuki.
Okay.
We have Robbie Eagles taking on Taichi Ishimori. For the tag team champions, we have Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi taking on the Gorillas of Destiny. We have Shingo Takagi defending the King of Pro Wrestling Championship against Sonata.
Which is interesting. We'll go through our responses afterwards.
Right. It actually gave explanations before, so this one's kind of interesting. Hiromu Takahashi is defending the light heavyweight champion against Leo Rush, which is kind of funny because that match is actually happening at the New Japan Cup Finals.
Right.
And then we have the main event is going to be Kazuchika Okada taking on Kenny Omega for the United States champion, but the issue is that it made Kazuchika Okada the United States champion.
But so let's talk about some of these matches. Obviously, it's interesting that they have Jeff Cobb and Grado Khan facing each other. I don't think it takes all the tag teams into account.
No.
But overall, I would probably give this card. I mean, especially if the Kazuchika Okada Kenny Omega match is going to be as good as I think it's going to be, I'd probably give this 2 thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about some other matches, though. Obviously, the Gorillas of Destiny facing not out of the realm of possibility.
I really like the Shibata and Suzuki match, too. Mm-hmm. I think that one's very interesting.
I do like Shingo Takagi and Sonata. If you don't know, Sonata just left Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Oh, really?
He did. So him facing off against a fellow LIJ, or I guess
did
former.
Did he join another faction?
Yes, he did. He joined those 4 guys or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now it's those 5 guys. I know. So I think that's interesting that Sonata was placed into a match against a former stablemate.
Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, it would be a great match. Obviously, we talked about the Hiromu one, which is actually happening in a few weeks.
Yep. I could have been a little more specific by saying that 3 of the matches or 2 of the matches should be tag team matches, but I didn't. This is a fun thought experiment.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day. But yeah.
This is just the power of now. This is only 3.5. 4.0. How many data points does it hit? It hits 5 billion or something.
It's 500 trillion data points or some insane amount.
It's absolutely insane.
All right, but let's move on to the next one.
All right, so I copied it from your email, and I'm going to put it in there, and then you will read it off.
Yes.
Obviously not from there.
Right.
It'll be from here.
All right.
Do you want me to keep this highlighted, or do you want me to
unhighlighted, please? All right, so our next one, we're going to make
It's right here.
Okay, we're going to make a wrestling show with 10 matches. 7 matches are going to be for a championship, and this is based off of the National Wrestling Alliance roster. 8 male matches will be made using the following wrestlers: AJ Kazanza, Anthony Andrews, Anthony Mayweather, Bastia Sace, Black G's, Chris Adonis, Scion DePope, Doug Williams, EC3, Homicide, Jack Stain, Jay Bradley, Jeremiah Plunkett, Jordan Clearwater, JR Kratos, JTG, Judias, Kerry Morton, Luke Hawks, Magic Jake Dumas, Marshy Rocket, Matthew Mims, Mecha Wolf 450, Mercurio, Mike Knox, Odinson, Pero, PJ Hawks, Rhett Titus, Ricky Morton, Rodney Mack, Rolando Friedman, Rush Freeman, Sal Renaro, Tom Latimer, Thrillbilly Silas, Trevor Murdoch, Tyrus, and Wrecking Ball Ligursky. The champions are Tyrus, Tom Latimer, Bastia Stace, and Mecha Wolf 450, Kerry Morton, Scion, and AJ Kazanza and Anthony Andrews. 2 female matches will be occurring.
Oops, sorry.
The roster will consist of Angelina Love. I can't read that.
Angelina Love. Charlotte Renegade.
Yep, Charlotte Renegade. Ella Envy. Genocide. Camille. Kenzie Page. Kylan King. La Rosa Negra, Maddie Rankowski, Max the Impaler,
Melina. Missa Kate.
Yeah, Missa Kate.
Natalia Markova, Paula Blaze, Robin Renegade, and Taya Valkyrie. And the female champions are Camille, and then Maddie Rakowski and Missa Kate.
Yeah, sorry, I can't. It's hard for me to kind of read all of that.
When we take a break, maybe it would be wise for you to go upstairs and grab your iPad because you sent it, so you can read it from your iPad instead of.
Well, I don't want to put that down. But if you could, like, for future, just move it a little bit closer to me. All right.
Well, I can't move the physical computer closer to you.
No. I mean, move the email.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I can do that.
All right. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's generate this. Let's generate this guy out.
All right. Let's see what it does. So how long has this thing been out for?
Just a couple months.
Oh, okay. So they're already doing these kinds of crazy updates here.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, this is the power of the internet nowadays, where this literally. I mean, you can do cover letters and do business plans and everything.
Oh,
it's
my.
insane. All right, so we actually have a very interesting one. So match number 1, Jordan Clearwater versus Jax Dane. Rhett Titus taking on Doug Williams. Kylan King taking on Natalia Markova. La Rebellion taking on PJ Hawks and Luke Hawks.
So Hawks-Airy for the tag team.
For the World Tag Team Champions. Wrecking Ball Legursky taking on Jay Bradley, even though they're a tag team. This thing really likes doing that. That's a second one already.
That is.
It is Maddie and Missa Kate defending the tag team champions against La Rosa Negra and Genocide. I think they're an actual team. I could be wrong.
Oh.
EC3 versus Homicide. That'd actually be pretty good. AJ Costanza and Anthony Andrews defending against Mercurio and Rolando Freeman.
And they are an actual tag team.
Really?
Yeah.
Mercurio and Rolando were a tag team?
I think so. I think Russian.
No, I thought it was the free. I thought Mercurio was not part of the Spectaculars.
Oh, he's not? I thought he was.
I don't think so.
I think he was. I don't know.
I'm like 90% sure he's not.
Anyways, Tyrus
versus Trevor Murdoch for the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And then the main event, for some reason, it's Tom Latimer and Rush Freeman.
Interesting.
Which is the shorter one of the two.
Right.
So that's kind of what it is. I would give this one a full thumbs up.
Oh yeah, the Tyrus Trevor Murdoch match. I would look forward to watching.
EC3 and Homicide.
Yep.
Mecha. We've seen La Rebellion taking on Hawks-Airy.
Yep. That match actually happened, and they should have won. And Hawks-Airy should have won that match.
I really like that Jay Bradley and Wrecking Ball Legursky are actually facing each other. This is the second time, like I said before.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, it's a very interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting card
overall. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the third one. All right, and this one is going to be.
Am I on the right one? Yes, I am. Okay.
No, you're not on the right one.
Did I skip an entire
you did.
card? Oh, I did. Okay.
All right, so this third one here is we're making a wrestling show with 9 matches. 6 matches are going to be for a championship.
Is that better?
Yes, and this is going to be based off of the Impact Wrestling roster.
Yep.
So the roster for the male, and we're going to have 7 male matches and 2 female matches. So male roster: Ace Austin, Alex Shelley, Black Taurus, Brian Myers, Bully Ray, Callahan, Chris Bay, Chris Sabin, Crazy Steve, Diener, Eddie Edwards, Frankie Kazarian, Heath, Joe Hendry, Johnny Swinger, Jonathan Gresham, Josh Alexander, Kenny King, Kushida, Mike Bailey, Moose, PCO, Rhino, Rich Swan, Steve Macklin, Tommy Dreamer, Trey Miguel, Yuya Uemura, and Zicky Dice. Champions are Josh Alexander, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, Trey Miguel, and Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
The female roster is Deanna Perrazzo, Giselle Shaw, Jessica, Jordan Grace, Killer Kelly, Kylan King, Masha Slamovich, Mickey James, Rosemary, Savannah Evans, Tasha Steeles, and Taylor Wilde. The female champions are Mickey James and Taylor Wilde and Kylan King, as we had discussed.
All right, let me copy this guy and paste it into our chat GPT, and let's rock and roll. A very interesting roster overall. Oops. Mm-hmm. All right.
And then if you move that closer to me.
Huh?
Move that closer to me. So
this
I can,
one?
Yes, so I can read it.
Well, I read this part. Unless you want to start doing it now. But you have to obviously look at it, too.
Okay.
So this is going to be the card. Joe Hendry taking on Eddie Edwards for the Digital Media Champion. Gazelle Shaw taking on Kylan King in a number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Champion match. I have no idea how that works, and one of them is a champion. Literally the tag team champion. So we're just going to roll with it. Ace Austin and Chris Bay taking on Black Taurus and Crazy Steve for the tag team champions.
Yep.
Jessica versus Savannah Evans in a grudge match. We have Trey Miguel taking on Kenny King for the X Division champion. Masha Slamovich taking on Jordan Grace for the Knockouts division title.
It's just a Knockouts division.
Oh, it's a Knockouts
match.
division match. I don't know why it
I know.
formatted it like that. That's very strange.
Mickey James taking on
Peraza.
Dion.
Josh Alexander, Rich Swann for the world title, and then Ziggy Dice and Tommy Dreamer in a hardcore match for the main event.
All right. So, anyways, Josh Alexander, Rich Swann, solid. I would actually give this a thumbs up. This would actually be a pretty good
I'm more
card.
confused than anything, so I'm gonna give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs up. Why is Ziggy Dice and Tommy Dreamer in a hardcore match?
Who knows? There could be a case where there's like a rivalry where they have or whatever.
The Gazelle Shaw and Kylan King in a number one contenders for the tag team champions confuses the hell out of me. How do you get?
Maybe it's just one of those cases where the other partner couldn't compete, so they turned it into a one-on-one match.
But once again, why is it for a number one contendership when one of them is the champion?
Oh, that's true. You're right. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a very strange card.
Joe Hendry and Eddie Edwards. That could actually be a pretty decent match.
Oh yeah, Masha Slamovich and Jordan Grace. Obviously, that one's going to be good.
Yep.
Because Masha actually just won the GCW World Champion at their last
Jessica Savannah Evans in a grudge match. That actually suits that because they're two bigger gals.
Right.
So that would suit that would actually play into some of their strengths, perhaps.
Yeah, possibly. And one of them is a babyface and one of them is a heel, so that would work out
Mickey
really
James,
well.
Deonna Purrazzo. This would actually be a pretty good show.
Oh, yeah, I think overall. But I'm only going to give it an Orange Cassidy because I think it got confused on a few of them.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
It says, no, this is a sample show, and the order of the matches could be changed based on storylines and audience preferences. So technically, Ziggy Dice and Tommy Dreamer doesn't have to be in the main event.
Yep.
But that's just kind of how they
All right.
had that
But
oriented.
let's move on to AEW. All right, so we are going to have a show with 11 matches. 6 matches are going to be for a championship. 8 male matches and 3 female matches.
There we go.
Here are the rosters. The male roster: Adam Cole, Bebe, Angelo Parker, Bandito, Big Bill, Billy Gunn, Bishop Khan, Brian Cage, Brody King, Bryan Danielson, Buddy Matthews, Cash Wheeler, Chris Jericho, Christian Cage, Claudio Castagnoli, Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, Danhausen, Daniel Garcia, Dante Martin, Darby Allin, Darius Martin, Dax Harwood, Eddie Kingston, Heyman Adam Page, Hook, Jake Hager, Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, John Moxley, Jungle Boy, Kenny Omega, Lance Archer, Luchasaurus, Malachi Black, Matt Menard, Miro, MJF, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Orange Cassidy, Pac, Powerhouse Hobbs, Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, Ricky Stark, Sammy Guevara, Samoa Joe, Sting, and Wardlow. Champions are MJF, Colton Gunn, and Austin Gunn. Powerhouse Hobbs, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. Let's see how that works. And Orange Cassidy.
That'd be very interesting.
3 female matches. Roster is Athena, Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, Jade Cargill, Jamie Hayter, Kira Hogan, Madison Rain, Mercedes Martinez, Nyla Rose, Riho, Ruby Soho, Soraya, Taya Valkyrie, and Toni Storm. The female champions are Jamie Hayter and Jade Cargill.
Jamie Hayter's a champion? I'm just kidding.
Right?
All right, copied it. Oh, wow. We're getting really close. All right. I saw that you didn't do it for Triple A.
No, I only want to do 5.
Okay.
So, can you please move it over?
I am right.
Okay. God.
Frick. Give me like 3 seconds to catch a damn breath. Just making sure that it doesn't screw up the anything else. Okay. So, Powerhouse Hobbs and Eddie Kingston for the TNT champion. Riho taking on Britt Baker for the women's champion, even though neither one of them are the women's champion.
I wonder if that was just a mistake, but because there is also a women's championship match for match number 9, so they probably meant a women's division match.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Danhausen and Bryan Danielson. Okay. Colton Gunn and Austin Gunn taking on the Young Bucks for the tag team champions. I like how they had the two of them separated, but until we got to the Young Bucks, they actually call them the Young Bucks.
Right. Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King taking on Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Sting.
Okay.
Again, this is based off of the 2021 roster,
Right.
so it probably knows like that. Oh, they are a team.
Right.
Let's put them in a match.
Athena and Taya Valkyrie, Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin, Pac versus Ray Phoenix, Jamie Hayter, and
Again.
Mercedes Martinez for the women's champion. What? Oh, I didn't even notice. Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho for the international champion. MJF versus John Moxley for the world champion. I'll give it a full thumbs up.
Yeah, I would give it a thumbs up.
There are some matches in here that I would really like.
MJF and John Moxley would be a pretty solid match.
Powerhouse Hobbs and Eddie Kingston would be really good, too.
That would be. Riho and Britt Baker, that wouldn't be terrible.
It wouldn't be. No, it wouldn't be. No. I really like Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Sting. they all made up. Now they're
a thing. A lot of these are just meh.
Pac and Ray Phoenix would be obviously very, very good.
Yep. Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin would not be as good.
Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho, they had the rivalry in the past.
They did.
I think around 2020, 2021.
Yep, they did. That would actually make sense if it was based off of that.
Obviously, MJF and John Moxley, because that's kind of where that was. But there you go. Overall, like I said, I would like it.
I think Danhausen and Bryan Danielson would be pretty fun.
That would put a smile on my face personally.
Yeah, I
think that would be a very cute match overall. Anyway,
all right, so we're
going to
do
our final one for Chat GPT.
And obviously, this is a WWE pay-per-view. 11 matches, 6 matches for championship. Can you modify it, because obviously we can't have 13 male matches if there's only 11 matches.
Oh, I'll update it. I will update it when we get into ChatGPT.
So anyways, we're going to do 3 female matches and 8 male matches.
Okay, I will put that in when we get into ChatGPT.
The roster: Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul, Angelo Dawkins, Austin Theory, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable, Damian Priest, Edge, Finn Balor, John Cena, The Miz, Montez Ford, Omos, Gunther, Otis, Braun, Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Butch, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. The champions are Roman Reigns, Austin Theory, Gunther, and the Usos. All right, the female roster is going to consist of Bianca Belair, Asuka, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Carmella, Chelsea Green, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Lita, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Sonya Deville, and Alexa Bliss. The female champions are Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Lita and Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. All right, so I'm just going to...
Becky Lynch. I put Becky Lynch in there.
I'm just going to leave it as Becky Lynch.
Well, I think it would confuse ChatGPT.
It probably would. So let me put that in with the modifications that were previously stated.
And then 3 female matches.
So 3 female matches.
Yep.
And then
8 male matches.
All right, last one. Here we go. Ready?
You might want to put 8 instead of the number. You should probably type it out.
Probably a good idea. Okay, ready?
Yep, let's do this. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's take a gander. Okay. Ooh, this would be a really solid show. Like really solid.
All right. Oh my, it's actually typed out a whole little blurb at the end.
Oh my god. Okay, so this is the matches. Roman Reigns versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Bianca Belair taking on Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Champion. Gunther versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Champion. Lita and Becky Lynch taking on Bayley and Carmella for the Women's Tag Team Champions. Odd team. Austin Theory versus Damian Priest for the United States Champion. The Usos taking on, this might be awkward, Dominic and Rey Mysterio for the Tag Team Champions. Edge versus Seth Rollins. Rhea Ripley taking on Dakota Kai. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. Jimmy and Jey Uso taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
So what's interesting is that there are quite a few duplicates. Obviously, it looks like the Usos are pulling double duty as well as Becky Lynch.
Wait, were they? Okay, oh, that's right. They're doing the tag team.
Right.
Yes.
So obviously, some of these matches are going to happen. Jimmy and Jey Uso, it's all but confirmed that they're taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at Mania for
Rey and Dominic Mysterio teaming might be a little bit awkward.
Although that would be really funny if they did.
Right.
Gunther and Shinsuke Nakamura would be awesome. A solid match.
That'd be awesome.
Roman Reigns and John Cena, we've seen it before.
It would still be good.
It would.
Trust me, that's not
Bianca
gonna be
Belair,
bad.
Becky Lynch, they'd put on a banger. because they've done it before.
Right, and it was very good. Austin Theory and Damian Priest would be awesome, too.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these are really solid. Asuka and Shayna Baszler.
I'd give it a thumbs up.
I would give this one actually 2, to be honest with you. I like a lot more of this than I hate. And then there was a little blurb right after. It says, the show features 6 championship matches with a mix of singles and tag team matches. The non-title matches feature high-profile wrestlers like Edge, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, and showcase a variety of styles and rivalries. The women's match highlight some of the top female stars in the industry today, with 2 separate championship matches and tag team matches. Wow.
So there we go. I think, like I said, I think it's a pretty solid card if this were to come to fruition. But we've seen a lot of it before, and then obviously a lot of information that is just outdated because it hasn't learned up to the point of.
I mean, it's getting there. ChatGPT has only been around for
a few months. I think version 4 would probably be more up to date. It might actually be current. If it learns
I'm
that
not
way.
Paying I mean, now if you guys, like I said, if you want us to do this again, maybe we will. Maybe we'll do like a Patreon where we do this for patrons.
Right.
But there's a lot of potential here with something like this. And this is the first time that we actually had like a live website within the show, because usually we only do media and pictures. So this is definitely very interesting.
I thought it'd just be something fun and exciting for a Saturday show.
Absolutely.
Next week, we will not be having a show. Mothership is in town, but the week after, obviously, is WrestleMania weekend.
And
so
it's all WrestleMania. We're not doing any other shows but WrestleMania. Don't expect soapbox. Don't expect heckling, because those are not there. If you did enjoy this, let us know. Maybe we'll do more of these fun little blurbs and whatever, and kind of see what happens. There are a lot of great websites that we would like to kind of mess around with. And if you guys enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Leave a rating, subscribe to the channel, like the video, all of that fun stuff. Become a patron. Also get hats. All the links are down below in the description or in the QR code right next to me. And as always, be
majestic.